2 base strats in the plat low diamond range. I would recommend it up to that range for sure. Past that range, I think that's like a good point to start learning legit builds, I guess. But it kind of depends on what you like. There's definitely like a kind of a point where it's like it's quite difficult. I can say it this way. It's quite difficult to play Lynx, right? But it's obviously better. So whenever you're comfortable with the basics of playing like, you know, 2 base roach and stuff, and you want to invest a little bit of time into practicing your injects and, you know, getting the extra hatches and stuff to macro with Lynx, then go for it. And once you do master that, you're gonna be having like these way bigger power spikes. So it's definitely worth it, but there's like a little bit of a time investment to actually work on those skills, basically. Man, this guy's so annoying. Okay, let's get a pool. So that point is probably around diamond, but it's pretty much up to you whenever you feel like doing it. I would personally do it like my first game, but I'm a fucking tryhard, so yeah, go at your own pace, I guess. Like when Stormgate comes out and there's like an important mechanic, we're literally just rehearsing that like the first 2 days and getting it perfect. Okay, what do we have here? Normal, okay. Got your bread and butter Protoss guys. Actually, his Cyber Core is at a normal time, but his Nexus is like really late. So I'm kind of confused. It doesn't really make any sense. Okay, he made a Zealot. It's starting to make some sense. He made a Zealot. Now, this is a lot easier to deal with than it appears, because he can't really stay here. So this is kind of trash, actually. And eventually our queens pop, and then it's just useless. So yeah, so I did make some Zerglings, but that's totally fine. We're gonna have to make 4 of those anyways, just a little bit earlier. Gateway. What? What's he doing? Second pylon in base. Yeah, this guy's placing his pylon much better than the last guy. That's a good point you bring up. The only thing this guy's not doing correctly is he's getting a gate though. He's not getting he's not getting tech. Okay, let's keep droning. Now I did send my lings all over the place. We have extra lings, so you know, why not? And he made a stalker, so we're not really worried about adepts anymore. So I'm just sending these like all over the place, because him making the second gate makes me think he's like maybe gateway all-ending us. Is pretty likely. Oh, talking too much. I think I forgot my overlords again. Yeah, let me make those. I want to make an extra one too. Okay. Somehow he has an oracle. I guess he made another pylon or something. We're gonna have to check this replay. I must have missed it. Maybe he put it at the natural. So yeah, well done by our opponent here. Did he make 3 pylon? He did. He made it here. Yeah, so, I mean, what I should have done this game is just played really ultra safe once we saw how late this Nexus was relative to normal. That would have been a much better call, because what he did here is he made like 3 pylons, and a Stargate, and a Zealot before he made his Nexus. So that's why it was so late earlier. But the thing is, it's like so bad. Like, he didn't get any kills, even though I wasn't prepped. It's so bad that it's like you almost don't even need to react to this sort of, you know, weird opening. But yeah, in retrospect, we should have just made some safety spores, one per base. And then we would have easily defended this build. And then he would have literally just been in the Stone Age. So yeah, small inaccuracy by me for sure. Making this harder. What you can do also, if you are like, let's say sub diamond, or maybe even sub masters. Diamond is where I would start learning what I'm about to say, is like, just get the default spores, right? Like, if you're in like Gold League and you're not just getting the spores every game at 330, just start doing that, because that simplifies the game so much. And at that level, it's such a small investment, it's totally worth it. There's basically no downside, right? Yes, yeah, sorry, I'm going for a Speed Roach. Let's switch it up too. Let's go for like a Hydra transition this game. Okay, so he's got a Mortal, so he's kind of countering us. But Roaches are pretty good, so it doesn't really matter. So I'm gonna go for units or probes one at a time. So now we're going for units. We've microed too much, so I have to stop for a little bit. Let's move them here so that I can macro. Pretending I'm too slow to do both for you guys. Then we can come back. Micro for a little bit. You just have to know when to stop doing this, right? So like, let's say your money's getting too high. Move command away. Macro. Finish some of the tasks you need to do. And then come back. That's honestly the most important skill. Like, if you guys are not multitasking, then you're kind of not getting good at Starcraft, because that's the most important skill. Okay, not bad, right? Could we have gotten more damage here if I microed more? 100%. But this was the best case for balancing my time without just, you know, styling on him with GM skill. I mean, we're kind of doing that a little bit, but less so than I could. Okay, a 1-1. Let's get a 4th hatch. You might notice my money's pretty high. That's actually fine, because we're about to insta-spend it on the Hydra. Boom. Okay, let's take this one. And at this point, I'm not going to drone up too much because we did so much damage. It's not really necessary.
Our forces are under attack.
Also, I think just in general, if you're going to play this setup as a beginner, then what you want to do is not go too far in the late game, because Hydras are not that good. Like, the late game is kind of complicated as Zerg, actually. You got to do a lot of like transitions, you got to hit the right timing for your attacks, that sort of thing. So it's a bit easier if you just do these timings. And then if the opponent tries to go like, you know, carriers or something late game, then they just die. Okay, so we're gonna hit here in between the bases. That's gonna be important so that he can't use his shield battery to full effect. If we push on one side, then we're kind of locked into the shield battery. Whereas here, he actually doesn't have one, does he? Here we could always like pull back like this if we need to. Kind of drag him away from the shield battery, whichever one he goes to. Yeah, so he's going to this one, right? So we can go this way. Now he has no shield battery. And we're going to get a much cleaner fight than if we went through here. So he's trying to use it again. Just pull back. Basically, I just don't let him use it. Like, shield batteries, a lot of people will say shield batteries are OP. They totally are. But you can just move away from them.